in fast break points 17 to 8. Right, we crushed them in second chance points 20 to 11. Okay, all of those things, y'all.
You could feel the tension in the air before the game even started. August 18th, 2024 wasn't supposed to be a night of drama. It was meant to be just another regular season clash between two WNBA teams. But what unfolded would light a fire that burned silently for nearly a year. The Indiana Fever had walked into Seattle's arena with momentum, swagger, and one of the most electrifying rookies the league had seen in years, Caitlin Clark. She was locked in, dropping dimes, flirting with another assist record, and leading her team to what looked like a statement win. But then, the body check happened.
After the last two games against the Valkyrie, after the last game against the Las Vegas Aces, a question many of us had was, who's going to step up on this Indiana Fever team when Caitlin Clark doesn't have it, when the shot's not falling? If she's not able to carry this team, who's willing to step up and show up when it matters the most, when it's time to buckle down and get this team a victory? Folks, after the last two games, I just wanted a win tonight.
In the final minutes, as Clark tried to get the crowd involved, celebrating what should have been a feel-good blowout, Skylar Diggins-Smith walked off the court and slammed her shoulder into Clark with calculated force. Cameras caught it. Social media caught fire, and fans were outraged. Was it intentional? The footage said yes. Was it retaliation? Maybe. But one thing was certain. That moment flipped a switch inside the Fever. The team saw it as more than just physical contact. It was a message that their rising star wasn't welcome in the league's old guard. And that message didn't sit well. Clark, ever composed, shook it off. But you could see the look in her teammates' eyes, the spark of something deeper. The kind of frustration that doesn't fade after a few practices or road trips. The kind that lingers. They didn't speak much about it in pressers. They didn't post cryptic tweets. They just remembered. Because when someone takes a cheap shot at your leader, you don't forget. You store it. You wait. You get better. And you plan for the moment you can respond. Not with tweets or trash talk, but with results.
Okay, by now I'm sure you've seen Skylar Diggins assault Caitlin Clark after Indiana blew out Seattle. Now, was that jail? No. Would it be a fight in the NBA? Yes. What I don't get is the Seattle coach here is the one complaining after the game, and Skylar, tears in her eyes, being like, how dare Caitlin embarrass me? How dare they beat us by 30? Hey, ladies, grow up. They didn't take their starters out in time? What are you talking about? And here's what I love. You think Caitlin's going to back down because they're crying? Like, how can a rookie embarrass us? What do they keep beating us up like this? How is she so good? No, Caitlin doesn't back down at all. She's like, hey, zip it, Skylar. Shut up. Stop crying. She literally mouths, stop crying. I'm not sure if it's in this video.
What looked like a routine post-game controversy in August 2024 was anything but routine to the Indiana Fever. They didn't just walk away from that night in Seattle. They carried it. Through every flight, every grueling practice, every post-game press conference, they remembered. Not just the contact, but the disrespect. Clark had been targeted, and the league didn't seem to care. The headlines moved on. The fans debated. But the Fever never forgot. This was no longer just about basketball. It was personal. And like all good revenge stories, it needed time to simmer.
This league doesn't know what to do with Caitlin Clark. They don't know what to do with the Indiana Fever. It's not just her, Aaliyah Boston, Mitchell, Hull. This team is coming together, and Caitlin Clark is loving it. She's laughing at you, Skylar. Imagine that you bump her, and then you have the audacity to complain about them. Just play ball. You didn't hear Indiana crying when they started off 1-9. They just got up off the mat and started. That's assault!
Every time they watched that clip, Skylar's shoulder colliding with Clark's body, the fire reignited. But the Fever didn't lash out. They got better. Quietly, steadily, they evolved. Aaliyah Boston developed new offensive weapons. Lexi Hull turned into one of the team's grittiest defenders. Kelsey Mitchell stayed locked in, perfecting her shot. And Caitlin Clark? She focused. She learned. She absorbed everything the league threw at her and turned it into fuel. By the time the schedule revealed a rematch with Seattle in June 2025, the entire team knew. This wasn't just another regular season game. This was the one they'd been waiting for.
Clark behind the back. It goes right to the window on Wheeler. Excellent. It's up the 3-ball by Dantas, and looky here, looky here.
If you're tired of rookies getting disrespected and love seeing teams bounce back stronger, smash that like button right now. And if you're new here, don't just watch from the sidelines. Subscribe to the channel and join a community that breaks down the biggest stories in sports with zero fluff. And hey, drop a comment. I've got the fever. Let's make this moment viral.
Beautiful feed to Aaliyah Boston. This Mitchell goes right in at Ezzy Magmador and scores. Oh, Aaliyah Boston, a 30-pack tonight. She stay on fire, she does.
Revenge stories usually revolve around a hero rising to the occasion. But this one took a wild turn. The highly anticipated rematch with Seattle finally arrived on June 24th, 2025. Clark entered the game red-hot, torching teams night after night with deep threes and pinpoint passes. But on this night, everything unraveled. From her first shot, something felt off. Her mechanics were shaky. Her rhythm was gone. The same hands that lit up arenas couldn't find the basket. She finished 3 of 13 from the field and 0 of 6 from behind the arc. Her worst shooting performance of the season.
Hook pass, Aaliyah Boston. Gabby closes out on her, now spins on Ezzy. Nicely done, and Boston scores. She's
8 points allowed on their home floor.
And again, Aaliyah Boston just straight line drive.
Yeah.
Seattle's fans could smell blood. Every missed shot sent the crowd into a frenzy. The same arena that once watched Clark dominate was now laughing at her struggles. It was like watching a machine glitch in real time. A player so precise, so dangerous, completely out of sync. Her season average of nearly 20 points per game seemed like a distant memory. She ended the night with just 6. And the whispers began, maybe Seattle had broken her. But what the Storm didn't realize is that Clark didn't need to be the hero this time, because her teammates were about to write the next chapter.
Offense, not a lot of weak side help after she went behind the back.
Biggest lead of the game for Indiana. They can add to it here on the turnover. Wheeler the only one back. 3-on-1. And Lexi Hull lays it up and in. Coming around is Mitchell. She was public enemy number 1 on the outside for Indiana in the first. There's Hull, wide open look, and strike it.
Yeah, good offense.
With Clark ice cold, the spotlight shifted to someone who'd quietly been preparing for this moment, Aaliyah Boston. From the opening tip, she played like she had something to prove. Each drive to the rim was a statement, forceful, confident, and deliberate. Seattle tried rotating defenders, but nothing worked. Boston was scoring from all angles, bulldozing through the paint, fading away from mid-range, even stepping out when needed. This wasn't the same Aaliyah who got boxed out in last year's matchup. This was a new version, stronger, faster, ruthless.
Indiana trying to end this road trip on a victory and get to 500 on the season. Seattle trying to win game number 7 out of 8. Oh, beautiful feed by Dantas, sealing it off for Cunningham on the push. Here's Mitchell, hit one from this exact spot and hits another one. Kelsey Mitchell.
The next ones from mid-range are going down.
She is shooting 55% from the field.
Oh, boy.
My.
By the time the final buzzer sounded, Boston had dropped a career-high 31 points. But it wasn't just the number, it was the way she did it. She bullied the Storm defense the same way they once tried to bully Clark. She grabbed 8 boards, handed out 3 assists, and even picked up 2 steals. It was an all-around performance that left Seattle confused, scrambling, and defeated. Boston didn't talk trash. She didn't need to. Her game spoke volumes, and what it said was simple. This is our house now.
All of those things are winning in the margins, right? Winning in the margins. And when it comes down to tough games, when it comes down to gut check games, and this was a gut check back against the wall game for us. But I'm so proud of you guys and the way that you responded.
While the cameras were still focused on Clark, Lexi Hull was doing the kind of work that wins basketball games, the kind you don't always see in highlight reels. She crashed the boards like her life depended on it, out-rebounding taller players with pure grit. Every time there was a loose ball, Hull was there, diving across the hardwood like it was Game 7. She didn't just play hard, she played fearless,
AB career high 31. Composure, finishing around the rim, and your 800th career rebound.
There's Boston with it. She'll lay it up and in. And as Mitchell will try her hand again and just to get down. Boston going right to the rim and scores.
Then came her offensive explosion, 15 points and a career-high 11 rebounds. Her first ever double-double in the WNBA. But more importantly, she delivered when it counted. She hit open shots, made smart cuts, and frustrated the Storm defense with nonstop energy. Seattle didn't have an answer for her because they didn't see her coming. Hull wasn't the name on the scouting report. She wasn't supposed to be the problem. But by the end of the night, she was everywhere they didn't want her to be. This wasn't a role player stepping up. This was a warrior claiming her space.
Lexi, first career double-double. Career high 11 rebounds. Here we go. Together. 3, 1, 2, 3.
Haven't done that consistently. Seattle has.
Mitchell working on Magmagor to the corner, the other corner, and same result for Lexi Hull where she hit one just a moment ago from the opposite side. Almost another offensive rebound, though, by Boston, but Seattle has it. Ooh, there's a wolf right there, and it's stolen away. Clark up top. Lexi Hull pump fakes Cook and scores.
Then, as if the game hadn't already been flipped upside down, Kelsey Mitchell decided to take over. It started with a few tough shots, mid-range jumpers over outstretched arms. But soon, it became a shooting clinic. Mitchell knocked down 5 three-pointers with mechanical precision, silencing Seattle's crowd every time the ball touched the net. She ended the night with 26 points, but what she accomplished was bigger than the box score.
Kels, man. And hey, great job of recognizing the hot hand and the hot action and continuing to go to it.
Mitchell goes right in at Ezzy Magmagor and scores. Kelsey Mitchell has been unconscious tonight. Aaliyah Boston, a 30-pack tonight. Mitchell, does she stay on fire? She does. It has been Kelsey Mitchell's night.
That performance marked her 14th career game with at least 25 points and 5 made threes, pushing her into 5th all-time in WNBA history for that stat. It was a historic moment buried in a revenge game, and it perfectly captured what this night was all about, stepping up when the world expects you to fall apart. While Clark struggled, Mitchell thrived. She became the dagger, the finisher, the closer, and Seattle had no choice but to watch her torch their defense while the Fever bench roared.
Kelsey said this feels like the first time you guys have put in a full minute game. Just how did it feel for you?
Yeah, I mean, we did. You know, I think we had some hiccups and we had some breakdowns, but we played through them. And we played with multiple levels of effort on both ends of the floor. You know, for the most part, you know, made really good decisions, had each other's back. Highest level of consistent communication we probably had all year. You know, and I felt like there was huge growth from our team today, and I'm really proud.
When the scoreboard read 94-86, the celebration was instant. But this wasn't about numbers. It was about release, about shaking off the weight of nearly a year's worth of frustration and finally getting the win that mattered most. Players hugged like they'd won a championship. Coach Stephanie White praised her team for their growth, their poise, and their refusal to fold when things got tough. The Fever had walked into Seattle with a mission, and they executed it flawlessly.
And AB had that early foul trouble, but she kind of came back and she had a career high. Just what can you say to her tonight?
Just what a hell of a job. You know, she was on balance all the time. You know, she does such a good job of facilitating that I feel like sometimes she misses opportunities to be a scorer for us. And outside of one time when she passed it out, when she had a guard on her, I thought she did a good job of making the right reads and the right plays. She was efficient. She was hunting opportunities, and we were getting her the ball in a timely manner. And so much of of AB's efficiency is about us getting her the ball on time and on target, and I thought we did a better job today.
But beyond the stats, beyond the storylines, this game meant something deeper. The Fever proved they're no longer dependent on one player. They're a team with layers, depth, heart, and fire. This wasn't just revenge, it was evolution. The Indiana Fever have arrived, and the WNBA better take notice because this squad, they fight back harder than ever.
We've played a lot of games where we play 30 minutes, 35 minutes, and we end up coming up short because of that. And that's been our whole focus, is play a full 40 minutes, win every 5-minute increment that we can. And just really proud of our group. I feel like we've, hit some adversity along the way, and I think that's only pushing us closer and closer together. And just really proud of how we stayed with it. They were, going on there, running the fourth quarter of trying to fight back, and I feel like there's been times where we've separated in that moment. And tonight we just stayed together, and that just shows the growth of our team and how we're just, again, our chemistry is getting better and we're trusting each other more. And I think we saw that in the fourth quarter.
But here's what makes this victory even more meaningful. It represents something. If you felt that energy, it's time to join the movement. Hit that subscribe button so you never miss these breakdowns, like the video if you're riding with the Fever. And let us know in the comments, which player shocked you the most tonight? Boston, Hull, or Mitchell? We read every comment. Don't sleep on this team. And don't sleep on this channel. We're just getting started.